Damn.
So, I told you, you're not very good. I've got answers.
My job is
because the problem is that like all of our decisions, we actually provide rational thought to them. I know, believe it or not.
Now keep in mind, I worked for Microsoft for a long time. That's a whole other world for me.
By the way, does everyone here know what Stepto used to do? Who does not know?
No way.
Great, this is about me now.
The tables have turned.
Essentially, my team for Xbox was in charge of trying to ban people who were bad on Xbox Live. And that's it.
Yeah, so why'd you bring it?
You see how quickly it turns to me? How definitely he avoids my question about what are all the fingers you have and all the pies? And you're like, what do you for me?
I just thought it was a really interesting decision. I mean,
honestly, it was a great job. It was a great place to work for, but I wanted to go and do some things on my own, like write fiction and do some consulting, and it's all ready for it. And meanwhile, why everyone's here?
all right.
What are all the things you guys are into?
Well, think about it this way. The people that read the comic, and keep in mind, I know, I'm well aware that there are many people that attend PAX at this point that do not read the comic. I run to a lot of people that read here that don't understand what the PA and PAX stands for.
Actually, just out of curiosity, there's probably going to be more people here who read the comic than most audiences, but how many people don't know about the comic aspect of your game? Not a single hand. Oh, one. And you threw the horns? Okay, two of them. All right. So, yeah, bad samples.
All right.
You didn't get drunk here, dude. This is good fun for you.
The people that read the comic, I mean, we know exactly they're a very narrow set of people. I mean, it's that old saying as far as a joke is, the smaller the potential audience for a joke, the funnier it is, right? I mean, because it's such inside baseball that it tickles a particular funny bone. And Pinocchio obviously hits that. And that group of people essentially is a 24 to 32-year-old person, generally speaking, don't get me wrong.
Do you just want to offend anyone?
I do not want to offend anyone, but and they not only think about games as far as like a hobby or something that's fun that they do on the weekend. I mean, like gaming is very much part of their identity. Like I know what it is with me, and it was with me growing up. It was with me in college. It obviously is with me in my professional life, and that particular person is our audience. That is who we serve. And everything that we do, whether that's the comic, whether that's PA TV, whether that's Child's Play, whether that's the scholarship, whether that is the PA report, whether that's PAX, it all services that same person. And at the end of the day, all decisions, all branches of business come down to, does this add value to that person's life? It's fine for us to make money on it. I mean, I'm sure like
You've already established you guys make a ton of money.
wait, it's us. Frankly, a lot of money. But honestly, if we feel that we're providing value to that particular person's life, that group of people, then that is how our decisions are made.
Interesting. So if we think about all the things you guys are into as broad, whether you intend it or not, some of the things you guys are into broadly is.
Yes.
Right. So maybe even beyond the concept of the quote, the age range gamer that you guys are thinking about. And that leads me to my next question, which is going to be a little controversial. You're probably going to object to the premise, aren't you? So just let me get it out. Let me get it out. It's based on some data. Sometimes, I mean occasionally, it's rare, Mike gets into fights on the internet. No, wait, just wait. I don't know what you're talking about, just wait. Sometimes Jerry might write a comic that can be considered borderline empathically tone them. Just wait. Now, to the extent that you guys have these amazing other ventures that you're doing, we think about Child's Play, new PA report, or all these different things, at what level do you worry about, or even you may not? How do you insulate the success that they become on their own, like they're standalone in certain circumstances, from the fact that what Jerry might do is pretty much a fairly edgy piece of content. And what I'm thinking of here is like, let's take this crazy scenario where a webcomic is created by Jerry and Mike that's somewhat controversial, and poor Ben can't get an interview with Nintendo about their new Pokemon game because they don't want to be associated with that comic. Not that that's right. Like,
all right, so there are actually two
fantasy scenarios.
There's two scenarios here that are very important to make a distinction on. One is the Child's Play, which is that we very specifically try to distance Child's Play from Penny Arcade in the sense of, if you go to Child's Play, there's no like links back to Penny Arcade. Because we understand that most of the places we work with, like hospitals and whatnot, would be horrified. Absolutely horrified if they understood the full extent to all of that.
You can't like draw a big wall, right?
And I understand that. And it's very difficult, but at the same time, like we think of Penny Arcade like as the means to drive everything to Child's Play. Like you have to know the way that Child's Play is structured is, it is a way that a very profitable,
an immensely profitable
company should run a charity, but in the sense that like it's true that like Mike, Jerry, and I make a lot of the decisions behind Child's Play, but we don't take a cent from it. Like Erica does like the designs for all of the website and whatnot. There's no consulting agreement for that or anything. It's all free. Like we do everything pro bono. But also keep in mind there are 2 full-time Child's Play employees as well that are Child's Play.
Which are awesome.
They are great, by the way. And so, like, the way that we sort of make that distinction is, again, like, we try to make sure that anyone that hits Child's Play first,
so there is an installation.
Probably shouldn't know about it. Alright? But people understand Penny Arcade, alright, fine, we're still using it as a megaphone to project people.
Well, right, because you don't want to, the last thing anyone in the room wants is to say, Jerry might tone it down. That's not the point. But so there is some, the point is that there is some consideration built in.
Absolutely. But the second distinction is for all the other pieces of business, let's say like PAX or PA report, all of those are structured in a way where, keep in mind, Penny Arcade is so successful as a independent and a completely independent media company where there's no outside investors or anything like that. There's no angel funding. Like it's just all internal, and where we don't actually have to put up with a lot of the shit that anyone else does. For instance, for the PA report, yes, it is a media outlet, but if the way it's structured, of course, is that we don't really care about like the breaking news, right? Like you look at all the long form stuff that Ben does, it is all based on culture. It's all based on really deep dive research as opposed to trying to get like the exclusive on some AAA title. Like we don't care about that. And plus, as far as people like withholding copies and shit like that, like
not copies, but access.
Access, like, all right, that's fine. I mean, quite frankly, there's plenty of moves to do very like really quality long form journalism that can be completely independent of those companies. PAX, same thing, which is interesting because in a different way, the engine that Penny Arcade has created as far as driving people to PAX and make it successful has all of a sudden, and this is thanks to you guys, like you're all here, like